Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
It's motorsport, but not as you know it. Test yourself and your everyday road car. Safe, affordable, but most of all, fun. And all you need is your daily driver. Experience the thrill of a sprint day. Race against the clock at a hill climb. Or test your reflexes with an auto test. It takes just 3 simple steps to get started. Get on the start line. Search Motorsport Australia Daily Driver today.
Good evening and welcome to another Saturday night of GT3 action. Round 5 of the ANZ ESeries GT3 National Championship continues its 3-race leg across America. And when it comes to American racetracks, there's no question, California's Laguna Seca is one of the best there is. Home to the Andretti Hairpin, Rohill Straight, and of course the most unique and famous corner in motorsport, the Corkscrew. Our competitors will be all too familiar with this track. But they'll have to knock off some virtual rust, as it's something we don't usually see the GT3s getting around anymore. For us in commentary and you watching, it can only add to the drama and excitement that we've already seen throughout this championship. Tonight's races mark the halfway point of the National Championship, and still, no team and no one has been able to match the pace of Eclipse Sim Sports' Cody Deeth. Whether it's practice, qualifying, racing, morning, evening, under lights, or even in the rain, he has put on a dominant display, and for me personally, watching someone at the peak of their abilities is always awesome to watch. Although, I'm pretty sure last week, around 4 at Sebring, he broke a sweat. Breaking news later for that, because I'm pretty sure Cody hasn't turned up tonight, so all that spiel, maybe for nothing. Thanks for joining us tonight, whether you're on Facebook, SimSpeed TV, Vermilion, or on the Motorsport Australian pages. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us tonight. And it's an even greater pleasure to introduce a man that is feverishly working in the background, bringing you these great pictures and overlays, Jay Kennedy, and to help me navigate the 11.5 turns around here is the delightful Daniel Yaman. Welcome.
Thank you for the introduction once again, as always, Aaron. And well, after a week off the air for us, actually meaning the drivers had 2 weeks since we last saw them out at Sebring, we get to turn our attention back to another of these double header brackets in this ANZ GT3 National Championship. And from the East Coast at Florida to the West Coast in California, we make our way indeed to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca for this evening's racing action. Just south of San Francisco and zooming in, I believe it's Monterey Bay potentially there, but nevertheless nestled up in the hills here in California, and a lovely little circuit indeed with some fantastic spots, as you said, calling out the corners such as Andretti, Rahal, the Corkscrew, just some of the great American names that have been granted a name on this circuit. And going to be an interesting one here because we're going from a lot of straights, a lot of high speed. Definitely a lot less of that here tonight, Aaron, and a lot more technical handling and getting your car sorted out for corner speed as well in particular that'll be necessary.
Yeah, you raise a good point there. This is completely different to the other rounds we've had. Everything's been pretty free-flowing. This thing, that Andretti hairpin at turn 2 is going to get you set up for a really good lap. As you come out through turn 4 and up the hill to turn 5, turn 6 for me is where you need to be fast. If you're not fast through there, you're going to lose a lot of speed. And then getting that corkscrew right, that's going to be awesome to see 20 cars try and fight for position on lap 1 as they go through there. Passing opportunities, they're everywhere. I mean, you can get around people at on the outside of turn 2, on the inside of turn 2 as well. Turn 3, it narrows up, but you can get through there as well. Turn 5 is a good one. Turn 6, do not overtake anyone through turn 6. I hope anyone is watching right now or anyone's listening that you're out in track, don't do it. It would only spell disaster. And, well, for us in the commentary box, it's not all that bad, is it?
It certainly will add to a couple of things to watch out for and potentially add a bit of spice. But yeah, the Rahal corner, the turn 6 coming onto the Rahal straight away there. Yeah, no, you need to be sorted out, single file, once you get into that corner. Maybe you can make it work too wide, but it requires a lot of give and take from both drivers when they get there. Have a look here at our championship schedule as it's been and as we've got left to come. Indeed, here we are with another double header here tonight. Laguna Seca and Road Atlanta to close out our American leg of this national championship here this year, Aaron. And as you can also see, it's been Cody Death all the way through so far. But yeah, no sign of Cody here tonight at this stage. So will it be somebody else's turn to step up to the top of the plate and see who can put their name on the leaders' boards? Because, well, after 4 perfect rounds for Cody Death, that is now a very healthy championship margin, almost 500 points clear of teammate Dylan Burst there in second. Battles, though, in the rest of the top 10, certainly up for grabs.
Yeah, definitely. In that top 10, yeah, without Cody Death here tonight, that's fine. He can drop, I was just talking to you off air, probably drop around and probably not turn up for another one and still be in the championship lead. His teammate Dylan Burst, he's been fantastic as a rear gunner for him. But don't count out the guys from Vermilion. Zach Retro White and Jamie Christensen. I know they've been a lot of seat time at the moment, trying to catch the Eclipse Sim sports teams. So watch out for those guys tonight. There is a bit of a dark horse behind everyone that's not on that list. There is Damon Woods. Last fortnight when we were racing, he took it to Cody Death and by the narrowest of margins missed out. So I'm hedging my bets on a bit of a Damon Woods show tonight, but don't count out the other guys and the other teams as well. As we go through this, just for information for you guys watching at home, we're doing an hour of racing tonight, so it's 30 minutes of qualifying. We're going to split that up into two features here. Race 1 goes for 15 minutes. A little bit of a sprint to the grid, which is always good to watch, and then we go into our feature for 45 minutes. Likely pit stop, I'd imagine, and yeah, I just really can't wait to get into the action. I mean, the guys that were putting down times in practice already, pretty tight between the top about 10 to 15 drivers, so it's going to be some really good pace out there tonight. What I should tell you guys at home is, if you haven't raced on this track, you haven't seen it, coming out of the pits, if you have to come out of the pits onto the track, it's difficult. You can overshoot that by about a week if you don't do it properly. So look out for that in the feature race. But in that little sprint race we're going to have, turn 1 is going to be chaotic, and then as they come down here, where you see this car now, he's going through turn 4, coming up to turn 5, up through turn 6 is going to be amazing to watch these guys on the opening lap and see how they jostle for position. Jay, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, it should be indeed, as we'll pick up Damon Woods, who has put himself on the provisional pole position now. Unlike some of the other rounds we have seen where there has been group qualifying, with the current 24 starters it seems we're going to have tonight, they've sent everybody out, so it's a 30-minute all-in session to change things up a little bit here. But just as I was saying, Damon Woods back at the top of the charts. Dylan Burst will take that one back off him. So, indeed, Dylan, Damon, certainly no strangers to each other. And as you said, Dylan has been doing some really solid stuff, following around Cody Death, but certainly just being a little bit behind in some respects up until this point. Now, I guess you could say it's his chance to really put a strong one on the board as he sits 600s clear. And then there we go. Damon Woods will take it straight back here. Already not even, I believe, not even 10 minutes into the session, pretty much. So that's how we're looking to roll, it seems, at this stage tonight, Aaron.
Yeah, I was watching in practice. I'm a bit of a nerd. I jumped on here early just to see how these guys were rolling out. It looks like lap 3 is where you want to be. You want to do an out lap, a pretty fast lap, and then on that third lap, you really want to push it and see what you can get out of the car. It seems to be the sweet spot for these tyres, as we see Dylan Burst just spraying it out past turn 10 as he comes up here past the pit entry. But yeah, you can really. There's a couple of places on this track where you can make it or break it. We've talked about turn 6. Obviously, the corkscrew is something you need to be a bit cautious of coming through here. As we see Damon Woods send it down the roller coaster, which looks amazing as he comes through the rainy curve. But yeah, there's a lot of guys out there. You mentioned Dylan Burst. He has been the number 2 driver out on track, which is unfortunate, but to have a teammate like that for Cody has been probably a godsend. It's probably the reason why he's having teammates like that. And then you're going to see tonight an absolute multitude of a million drivers out there. I think we've opened up the floodgates. We've invited a few more people in here, and I'm pretty sure the million got a very strong showing. So you might see a lot of those guys trying to push themselves as well, and maybe find a little bit extra out of some lap time as well as they push each other's performance. And you see Jack White go through the corkscrew and down here into the rainy curve again, just before we saw it spray it out the side there. But qualifying looks good. Times are looking good. Damon Woods already put a 1:20.6. I did see Damon Woods do a 1:20.634, so there is something in there for him. He might be able to find a little bit more pace. Let's see what the other guys can do.
At the moment, yeah, our top 2 looking very strong indeed, as Ratro White will cut down the margin to those guys and just sitting behind Burst there with that lap, putting himself now P3 at 5 down on Damon's session. As unfortunately Gregor Riley is not going to improve on that one by the looks of things, no. We'll have to go around again. But yeah, I do see Ratro White, Ford and Christensen all representing Vermilion strongly in the top 5. As they chase down these 2 Audis at the top of the charts. And then, yeah, Jordan O'Shea looking all right at the moment in P6. Simon Nicholson, our PGZ driver, here tonight, currently sitting in 7th. And then it is Gianni Litsu, Seth Brown, and the last driver that's not in the top 10, Adam Hughes, will be our first blackout VPR driver on the board at this stage to break up the Vermilion roster that is currently taking up half of the top 10 spots.
Yeah, there's a lot out there. That blackout team has a newcomer as well. Greg Barber's jumped in as well in the blackout team, so he's got a bit of a rear gunner for him as well. But it's interesting that we've opened up the floodgates and put all the cars on track, because this track does require a little bit of there's no real long straight to gain any margin on. So everyone has to find a position. But for 30 minutes, that's a lot of time. You can get out there, maybe run the fuel a little bit down as well. Make some lap time, but the times are coming down. Everyone's pretty much in a hot lap right now. Who are we watching here? Bailey Ford. He's new. He's in the Vermilion colours, but another new name to the series. We've opened up right back in the beginning. I'll just let everyone know at home why we've got newcomers coming through here. We've had one to drive for this pre-qualifying session. Only the top 40 come through. Well, after round 4, we decided to let some more people in the race. But looks good, looks healthy. It's good to have so many people out there on track. Another newcomer today, see Ryan Green. He seems to be well, and I did see someone else in here, Shane Chancellor. I think he drives for Aries, I think. So we'll have to keep an eye on him. But the battle to try and move your car up.
Well, yeah, a lot of our regulars are currently dominating those positions at this time. Marino Morella at this stage will be definitely looking to go a little faster in P14, though. It's another one underway here. session. Brad Newman back once again as well after sort of missing around here and there, but brings back the Falcon Lobs Esports Porsche. He makes it out to the corkscrew on this current lap and actually flying P19 there it is. Unfortunately, my numbers say here, Aaron, this might not be an improvement for him. Looking to go better than 21.716 as he already down into the penultimate turn. See here as he commits.
He did go the smallest of margins, but didn't move up the tail. But you only have to find pretty much a tenth and a half to that's how the these guys are probably the best when it comes to GT3 racing out there on the track right now. We're missing obviously Cody D, which is I'm sure everyone out of track's going on. But Damon Woods, Dylan Hurst, Zach Rachel White, maybe that Jamie Christensen might have other momentum tonight, but really looking forward to what these guys can do, especially at the back, because anything can happen into turn, that little pink, turn 1 and down into turn 2, it can really open up the field. So if there's any issues in race 1, in that little 15-minute like pre-feature race that we have, and you find yourself at the back, it's going to be very, very hard to push your way back through again. Lots of overtaking opportunities, but whether you're overtaking going to let you up, as we see Jamie Christensen come across the line, let's see what he does.
Setting one up.
There you go.
On his way now to get a flyer going.
Yeah, he's on his flyer now, so it's good that we just saw someone coming out of the pit there, because that is treacherous. Nathan Gardner absolutely sending it into turn 11, I'm pretty sure it is. As it comes across the line, it's looking good. This will improve. Black and anger. He's on a 124, which leaves him with P25. We've got 25 guys out there on the track tonight, which is awesome to see. I like seeing the races out there. There's a couple of trying to look through the field here, and I don't see a couple of mainstays. There's anything that's missing that you can see. I'm trying to look through the names, I'm pretty sure I'm missing something very important. It's probably in that top 10 of the
The main one you're missing, I can actually tell you, yeah, no Lachlan Capey from Evolution Racing Team. So number 8, Porsche, that's been running and having some up and down results, hasn't made it here tonight. And also important, as you point out there as well, we don't have Jake Maloney yet in the TTR yet, also not TTR Mercedes AMG. So unfortunately, there's 2 drivers who have been in and around the fight. Unfortunately, at this stage, expect to tonight at this point in time.
I don't want to pump up his tyres, but Jake Maloney, I think that's something in the V8s and the scopes was unbelievable. So maybe we should have the best after that.
Well, yeah, that was certainly some of the best racing of the year. I've had the good fortune of both seeing and overseeing as well there. So yeah, indeed, hats off to the guys running at the front end of the V8 Scottsfield at Watkins on Sunday night. But yeah, whether that means that Maloney's just busy tonight or indeed taking a night off, I guess we'll have to find out in due course. Of will bring it to the line. He will improve there by a couple of tenths. Unfortunately, still not enough to take away P1 from Damon Woods, but gets inside half a tenth now. So the 56 is currently sitting parked in the pit lane and being reasonably confident with that one there. We'll still have to wait a little longer as Trey White will also chip off about half a tenth from his gap to the leader. Comes inside of 3/10 at this time in the session. Still 17 minutes left until we cut to the grid for Heat 1. So plenty of time for drivers to get things sorted out.
A lot of qualifying to come. Normally these guys will only get 15 minutes out there, so they're probably going to do the 15 minutes and wonder what do they do next. A little bit different for them out there, so that is, I know that feels like more time, but it also is it's a different way of attacking it as well. Whether you do a blazing to start with, or you just try and run that tank down a little bit, maybe put some new boots on it and have another go at it a bit later. But last round we saw a lot of guys finish their lap and literally jump out of the car and get the car towed back to the lane. It's not happening tonight. Looks like a lot of guys are just happy to get some laps underneath them. That 120, breaking into the 120s is going to be crucial to put yourself up in the top 5. I think we might see, there's a couple of guys that got it in them. We've got Jamie Christensen that can definitely get into the 120s. Damon Woods can actually improve it. So Dylan Burse, I saw him in the 160s as well. So there's a lot of improvement for these guys. Stuart Ellis just went to the into P10 with a 121.3. Really good lap from him. One of his fastest out there. He's on lap 14 as far as I see. So they're doing a lot of laps out there.
Well, he's done a lot of attempts at laps around here. Don't forget also with the way the timing line is after all the pit stalls. So you come out of the pits, you're actually going to log an out lap as a lap that, for the record, counts. Just check in with Thomas Hinds, another one of our drivers in the Audi R8 LMS GT3, and its lovely new Evo 2 specification as well. And seeing here what he can do. Currently P15 at this stage, which 121.4 is certainly well in and amongst. He's only got 3 1,000ths of a second behind to get into 14th place. 1/100th of a second will make it 13th as well. He's only 9 1,000ths of a second ahead of P16. So if Inzi can find a little bit more time here, although according to this one at the moment, he's a little bit down on Ace. So if he can find something there, it might work, as Christensen was trying, and unfortunately that's a little too hard off of turn 6. In backwards to the wall there, up the Rahal Straight.
Yeah, you can't park there, mate. I'm glad he got that. Why he's on camera that happened. That was great. I'm just looking at people on the chat. Cars are a bit loud, just for your information. Yeah, well, I'll pass that on to Jay Kennedy, see if he can do anything about that. Commentary is a bit low. Okay, yep, I'm getting it. We'll try and fix it up for you guys very shortly. Oh no, he's done it. Let me know if that's better for you guys out there. We're here for you, not the other way around. So thanks for pointing that out, guys.
On board there, Bailey Ford, unfortunately not able to improve on that particular lap, but still sitting P5 in the session at this time as he heads down into the Andretti hairpin. But we'll check back in with him later on in his lap. Dylan O'Shea coming up to turn 5 as he brings his 9.5 Sim Sports Audi up to the back half of the circuit. He's got a nice bit of clean air at the moment. Also got teammate Simon Chadwick in tow, but too wide at 6. And O'Shea will have to abort that lap. Actually gets out of the way of Chadwick. Yep, there we go. That's teammate in the 957 go by. In fact, he'll actually completely abandon that one there and head back to the pit lane as well. We'll pick up the 957 for the end of this lap attempt here.
I'm just trying to work out where he is on track at the moment. He's on for a lap actually. Simon Chadwick, he's in, I don't even know what position he's in at the moment. He's in P22. He's looking to improve. It's going to be very, very touch and go whether he's going to get across the line a little bit quicker. Oh wow, they keep on replicating their times over and over again. Didn't improve on that. He's literally replicated his best time, so he's still back down in 22nd position with a 121.8. We've got 1.5 seconds covering pretty much the whole field, so to find a 10th is going to be difficult at best, but if you can find it, it's going to shoot you up to probably up into the top 15 anyway if you're in the 121s. So at the top there, we only got 3 at the moment into the 120s, and the rest in the 121s and 121 flats from Simon Nicholson down. As we see, newcomer Shane Chancellor out on track. Part of the Aries group, I'm pretty sure. Car looks amazing. I don't know if that's too wide or that's track limits, but he is sending up the hill as he comes up here to the corkscrew. Full commitment on the brakes. Just point it where you need to go. Oh, he's got it perfect as he goes through the corkscrew. On for not a great lap at the moment, but we'll see what he can do. His fastest lap is a 122, so he's down the back of the grid at the moment. He's looking like this is looking faster. And he's just got to get one corner correct. Will he hit the apex? He's hit it nicely. Get on the power. Send it down the straight here. He's on for a 121 something. He's in 23rd position, and it's going to put him. Well, he did a 122 flat, and it didn't improve on his. It did improve on his time, but he didn't move anywhere on the grid grid there. So, how much time we got? We got 11 minutes left. We'll see what these guys can do. I'm trying to look for anyone on a flyer at the moment. The only person I can see is Simon Nicholson at the moment. I'll see as you jump straight to him to see if he's on a lap. He's on a projected as he comes up the hill. It is so tough. I'm telling you guys, if you're watching at home and you haven't raced in iRacing, that is a tough gig at turn 6. You literally throw the car left and hope that it sticks and hope that it grips up as he comes down through turn 9 into turn 10. We can see a lot of guys spray it on this right-hander on the power beautifully out there at the exit. One more turn to go. He's projected to go a little bit quicker. We'll see what he can do. Best is a 121.1. He comes across the line on a 121. That has improved his time, but unfortunately just isn't into those 120s yet to take it to the top 3.
Not quite yet, but awfully close. We'll see if that makes a difference in the long run. As got Hayden Sell now in another one of the 9.5 Sim Sports Audis. Sitting in P12, looking to knock on the door of the top 10 at this time, which should be nice. He's got to find 300ths of a second to get past Seth Brown for 11th, and then into the top 10 take another 100th or so as Greg Barber there shoots across the line. Unfortunately for Greg, that didn't quite improve on his PB, so we'll go back to Sell coming up to the corkscrew now as he get this car in nice and straight on the brakes so you don't have to overwork the ABS and allow it to really pull up for your late and use the grip that you've got available in the tyres, in the downforce when you're approaching at the speed. Down through Rainy Curve and then into turns 10 and 11 here. And now try and get this final hairpin correct here. Try and then get on the power early. You've got lots of runoff we can use here. Keeps it fairly tight there. Hopefully hasn't held up too much speed as we'll come to line. Thomas Hinds jumps to P10 in the meantime. And unfortunately, almost 3/10 shy of what he has done in the session. So still chasing some time there in the 9.5 SimSports number 82 machine there is Hayden Sell.
Yeah, Simon's Cox on screen now. It just goes to show we've got nearly 10 minutes left of qualifying. The guys are absolutely pushing right now. The times keep on dropping just bit by bit, but they can't seem to find position. So that's how tight it is in the, especially in the top 15 at the moment. There's nothing between all of them. Simon Cox comes across the line with a 121.6. He didn't improve on his time either. It seems to be the running thing at the moment. As Nathan Gardner is coming up into the corkscrew by the looks of it. He's projected. Well, I don't know what he's projected, but it's very early on in the race to see what he can do here. He's in P25. He's a newcomer to the series. He'll want to prove himself. I don't know actually who Nathan Gardner races for, to be honest. I haven't had a look at the car there, but we'll find that out shortly. He's on for a 120. I don't think he's going to improve. I don't think he's going to improve on 25th there, unfortunately, but the car's looking sleek. I can give him that. Comes across the line on a 124, so he has improved, but he has a little bit more improvement to go to get himself up into the top 20.
Yeah, having a look at his signs, unfortunately, the only other lap that it's counted for Gardner was a 1 minute 36.7. So definitely found the limits. Unfortunately, that has meant he's not been able to make many improvements yet. Mind you, that could change as Dylan Burse winding up for another one here, it seems, having done a 1 minute 22, and he's going to get parked. Oh, which one of them? Chu Kang sitting on the race line. I mean, did Burse have to run into the back of him there? Not entirely sure that was overly necessary, but at the same time, definitely have to say not a great example of, or an example of not so great situational awareness there for the 37, coming out of the pits and just sitting it there when a car's trying to get through that opening sector in the fastest way possible. But alas, that'll be what we shall see here. So Kang and one of the Vermilion Esports machines to try and get 05. So Seth Brown, and then just. It's not a good look. Burst could theoretically go through the middle there, Aaron, but at the same time, golden rule and open qualifying, if you're not on a lap, you really need to be off the racing line.
There was someone just ahead there that actually spun out, I think. If you watch, I think Simon Chadwick had a moment going through there. Oh no, it must have been further up. It must have been Hayden Sell. Actually, Hayden Sell had a moment a little bit further up, and I think that's why everyone checked up, to be honest. So I think there's a little bit more to the story than Chewy Kang just parking on the exit there, because unfortunately there was a bit of an incident up a little bit further that Hayden Sell did by himself. So, but yeah, parking it there is probably not the best. I don't think the lap wouldn't have mattered anyway because of the accident that was a bit further up. But unfortunate for them all. They'll have to go back in there. Plenty of time. I think we've got a replay. Yeah, there we go. There's Hayden Sell going off, and as you see coming through here, he's checked up. Yeah. And now that car's disappeared. So yeah, he could have kept going there, but I think that's what he saw. I think that's what the boys in front saw, and maybe checked up because of that. Shouldn't be slowing on the racing line though, Chewy. All right, have another go next time.
Yeah, we'll see if the stewards make anything of it, but alas, that's for things to worry about later on, as we've got 5.5 minutes to go in this session. Adam Hughes has made his way up to P6 versus the Blackout OPR cars, and also I believe that is a recent jump across from formerly Crisscross Racing, now with Blackout OPR. So see here what he can do in the leading, well, not the leading Porsche. That is currently in the hands of Nicholson up in P4, but it's Porsche. Between those three, you go better than 121.215, and he might just be able to find a 10th or two here, according to what I'm seeing. It's potential prediction on this one as he brings it in to the final corner here. Just avoid that big sausage curb so he can get traction. As long as he didn't run that one in too deep as he brings it out of the final hairpin. This looks like it's going to be good, and indeed we'll find a 10th, and we'll jump Bailey forward to go to P5.
Yeah, well done, Hughesy. That was a great lap. He was on for a 120. If we just jump to Jamie Christensen, I'm pretty sure. Oh no, as I say that, I'm pretty sure he just sprayed it coming out into the final turn. Yeah, he's probably aborted that lap now. To be honest, he was on for a 120, turn 10, caught him out just a little bit. So he went across the line with a 122.3, and he'll have to go again. 4 minutes left in qualifying. It's about to heat up. Seth Brown is on track right now. He is in position 12. Let's see what he can do here. That is a nice little exit through the corkscrew as he comes down into turn 10. Big right-hander as you go through turn 10. Misses the apex by a little bit and gone wide. I don't know if that's going to be an off-track or not. He's still on for a good time. It might project him up here a little bit if he...
That's too wide there,
Bowled a wide, and yeah, he's upset with himself, and as he should be. He was on for a very good, respectable lap there. Simon Nicholson out there. You're back on with Jamie Christensen. We'll just stay with Jamie Christensen because this lap is looking even better than the lap before. Might pay you to jump on board with him here as we go through the last little stages of here, just to see where he positions the car. So he brings it right over to the left on the ripple strip, hits that. Oh, he just misses that little bit of a sausage curve. Looking very nice and smooth as he comes up here to turn 11. Gets it squared off on the power early. This is looking good. This is looking like a 120.9 or 120.8. He comes across the line. He does a 121 flat, and it's going to put him up into P5, which is that's a solid result. Actually, he was there in no man's land in P9 just before, and he's shot himself back up there. He'll be okay with that. He'll be alongside his teammates Zach Rattray White up there, and you'll have Bailey Ford in behind him as well if it stays the way it is. I'm speaking of Zach Rattray White as he comes across the line. It's looking good. Can he get past Dylan Burse? Can he get to the top of... No. He did a 120.8. It is his fastest time, but he's missed out by a 10th, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. And we got Dylan Burse. Now they're all setting lap times now with 2 minutes left to go.
This might be on for something here. According to my timing, we might be threatening a challenge for that provisional pole position from the 68 Eclipse Sim Sports car as he brings it into the hairpin. He's got time for one more lap after this as well, as he seems to be a little wide of the apex there as he then powers up the hill. Can he go to a 1 minute 20.6? Nope, that was a setup, it looks like. So backed off there and did actually invalidated that lap. So here we go. One final time left on the ball for Dylan Burson for the cars ahead of him as well. You've got about 20 seconds to get back around to the line to start your final fly in time. As out of the Andretti hairpin, grabbed a bit of dirt on the right side tyres, but opening sector and pushing there as well. You have to think, is he pushing it a little too hard and grabs the anti-cut curb on the apex for good measure at turn 4 as well as he comes out of the opening sector.
Yeah, he has got time to get back around. I'm not sure if it's a hard cut. I think it is a hard cut.
It is.
Yeah, it's a hard cut. So we're going to. This will be the last lap he can do. It's untidy, but it's very untidy. I think he's gone a little bit wide there. So Dylan Burst is probably going to start from P2 on the grid for the little sprint race we're going to have. I just want to point out, Damon Woods went out there, did 3 laps, set a time, and then parked it. I don't know, he's probably eating dinner or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's obviously very confident with that Audi R8 at the moment. Speaking of manufacturers, there was a bit of... oh, Jesus, he's been held up there coming back into the pits, but that session is over for him. There was some talk about the balance of performance being a little bit off at this track. To me, looks fine. Audi's at the top, Ferrari's in there, Porsches. It looks like a good mix to me. So we'll see how they race and see how the tyre fares at the moment. So literally only 4 manufacturers out there: the Audis, the Ferraris, the Porsches. And do we have any? No, that's it. Just 3 of them. There we go. We've got so many cars out there. They're not going to choose them.
Yeah, no Lamborghini, since Cody Death is the only one running that for the most part. And likewise, the Mercedes AMG, which would almost been predominantly in the hands of Jake Maloney. But indeed, time strikes 0. Greg Barber was the last car to get across the line in time. And for him, unfortunately, it did not count. And therefore, it means we turn our attention to the grid for this opening 15-minute sprint, with Damon Woods sitting on the pole position here for this one tonight. It'll be Dylan Burst alongside him in P number 2 to lock out this front row in Audi fashion. Zach Rattray White will stay in P3 to get this one underway in the summer 17. Sharing that second row, he'll be with Simon Nicholson from the team PGZ Porsche there in the 08 machine. Next to the Vermilion cars, and Jamie Christensen out of P5 is sharing row 3 with Adam Hughes for his first time in blackout OPR colours there in the 95. Bailey Ford will be next in P7 with Dylan O'Shea on the outside here in 8th place on that 4th row. Gianni Lutzer just in behind. Time-wise will make it a P9 start for him, and sharing that top 10 position and final spot in that top 10 will be Jacob O'Reilly there in the 222.
Yeah, the guys are just getting to the grid now. So Thomas Hinz in there in P11 alongside Hayden Sell. They really pushed it in the qualifying. Great times from those guys. Look at the times. We've got nothing in between anyone. Stuart Ellis, P13. P14 Seth Brown in another Vermilion Motorsports livery. We're going to see a lot of those tonight. Hope you don't get bored with those ones. Another Vermilion, Chewy Kang. We saw him in that little incident as we go through turn 4, I think it was. Hopefully he doesn't get any incidents tonight. Simon Chadwick there, but alongside of him. On row 9 of the grid here, we've got Greg Barber and Marino Marilla there in P18. And rounding up the top 20, Brad Newman back in 19th. Probably doesn't want to start there. And Zachary Vlasbom, newcomer here, is in P20 to round up that top 20 drivers there. I'll just go through as well. Samuel Sproul in P21. Simon Cox, P22 as well. We go back a little bit further, and we've got Shane Chancellor new to the grid. So is Ryan L. Green on the grid there as well. Nice colours from those two. And I'm pretty sure that rounds up our grid. Am I missing anyone at all? I think Nathan Gardner is in. Oh yeah, Nathan Gardner and Race Control. Speaking of Race Control, let's talk about that. We've got 4 or 5 people in there. Get Benny Faulkner. He oversees it all, but he doesn't make much decisions. He just makes sure everything's running smoothly. Curtis Bird, Josh Horton, and Tom Brown actually in the Race Control, and they're doing probably the hardest job of anyone tonight, to be honest. We just sit here and gibber. Oh no, sorry Jay, I didn't mean to say that you don't do much. You do a heap of work out there as well, but it's just think about those guys in Race Control when you see some of the incidents. They have to make some split-second decisions tonight. So everyone's gridded up, ready to go on their little lap around to see how much dust is on the track after qualifying, and we'll see how they go.
Indeed, waiting to get this one underway as the timer ticks down. It should be over in just a couple of moments' time, and then we will get rolling here for a full formation lap. So it will be a couple minutes until we see the green here tonight as well. But chance now for drivers to make sure they're ready to rock and roll. We are missing somebody in the middle of the field.
Chewy Kang.
Yeah, no Chu Kang. So, yeah.
And I don't know if Samuel Sproul actually took the grid as well. I cannot see him out on. Oh, he did. It'd be good. Oh no, he's out there. He's out there on track. I apologise, everyone. It's just Chewy Kang that didn't take the grid. So he's gone from P15 to P25 in a heartbeat. So hopefully he gets to make the grid. He's obviously missed it for whatever reason. Now this little outlap is important. Getting to tyre temperature around here for the first hairpin that you come into is super important. So these guys just moving around a little bit, trying to get some sort of temperature in these tyres. They are virtual, but you still need to get some virtual heat in them too. Otherwise, they just don't stop. Your brakes, you'll hear them squealing as they go down into past turn 1 into turn 2 into the Andretti hairpin. And if you don't have the tyres up to temp, you're going to go straight ahead, or into one of your competitors anyway.
Yeah, that will be the big test here. Who's going to be strong on the brakes into the Andretti hairpin? Who's going to perhaps be a little bit, well, a little too conservative, a little too optimistic, because it will open up down there, and we could easily see 3 wide at the very least, maybe even 4 wide at some point further on back. But come up the rahal straight away and head for the corkscrew here on this first one. See a little bit of tyre weaving here from some of the drivers, but also a fair bit of just driving it in steady here and not worrying too much about it. So we'll see the field warm up in a second. And well, the gap was close between Damon Woods and Dylan Burse. So whether it is between the two of them or whether it is up to somebody else to spoil the party that they seem to have set based on qualifying as come through the rainy curve, and we get ready to get this 5th round of the ANZ ESeries GT3 National Championship underway in terms of the racing, at least here. As the iRacing pace car will pull in, and once we're around the final turn here, we will be in the hands of Damien Woods on the inside there for the Dur Esports number 56 as we wait a little moment here on the front stretch. And the green flag will fly from iRacing, and Woods has been caught napping as well. We will cover the Vermilion cars to the inside, and it is side by side on the run to turn number 1 and 2 here as we go green.
It's 4 wide. There's someone out wide as they come into the... Oh, it's bunched up in the back. We're going 5 wide through the Andretti hairpin. There's cars in the background going off the track. I don't know who that was, but they somehow found a way through that little Andretti hairpin. As we see on track now, Jacob O'Reilly's having a little bit of a have a bit of a dig there with the number. I don't know who that is at the moment, but they got all through there pretty cleanly. Simon Chadwick has made up a few positions as well. That was crazy through turn 1. Hopefully we get a replay to see what was going on there. I saw 5 wide. I don't know if the people on track knew what the hell was going on as they come up through turn 6 and up to the corkscrew for the first time.
Yeah, it was a lot of elbows out, but got it sorted out by the time we get through sector 1. Yeah, corkscrew for the first time as top 5 will go through, and then it's the next pack of cars, but they're not too far behind in the grand scheme of things. It is 1 long second. Morella's around. Unfortunately, the Visceral Esports number 7 was, I think, the car ended up way off outside at turn number 1 and turn 2. And he's now in Chadwick's around on the exit of the rainy curve in the 957 Ferrari, and he's got damage to the front of his car. Now, time to try and figure out how that's happened as our leaders make their way across the start-finish line in this long, unbroken snake, which goes back pretty much from first to P18 at this stage in this one. So Morella looks to have unloaded himself, going up the inside of one of the blackout OPR cars in the form of Sam Sprout in the dirt. That wasn't going to work out in his favour, unfortunately. Chadwick, it looks like he's gone around all by himself in the rainy curve. Yep, rear end of the Ferrari unloading for him there. So that's how he ended up at the back of the pack, as our leaders now already lap and a half down in this opening 15-minute sprint.
Yeah, we're already into it. We're 3 minutes in, and it's crazy. I have to hats off to the guys that threw that.
Around
I don't know who
5.
it was. Oh, Sproul has just turned around here. I'm just trying to find. Oh, look at that on the replay. Thanks to Burnley Motor Group, that replay is sensational. They all stayed on the black stuff. I don't know how. And they got through that curve. That's a great shot. Thanks, Jay, for that. That looked awesome. that shouldn't happen. That doesn't happen, I tell you. It just goes to show these drivers want to stay out there and try and get position and try and find some points as well. They all want to get into that top 10 of this championship. It means a lot to all of them out there, I can tell you. To be a national GT3 champion is where we want to be. I'm just trying to find, as we're going back to a replay now, yeah, up the inside, we see here, he's on the dirt, nowhere to go, and he's turned around. Hats off. He had the presence of mind to back that back in there, get off the brake and get off the racing line. So good on you, mate, for doing that for the rest of the field. It doesn't help you at all because you're still at the back of the grid now. So that was unfortunate, but he's back there. The car's still running, so not a bad thing. At the front here, Dylan Burse is trying to stay with Damon Woods at the moment, but Damon Woods is sort of half checking out here as they go through turn 6 up through. I always have to hold my breath as I go through turn 6 because you're literally committed. It's a little bit unsighted and you just got to get on the power and hope that it sticks as you go through. Back through the curve, back down the roller coaster, and back to complete another lap. Very quick lap here. A 1:20, a 1 minute 20 lap, so very quick to get around here. So they'll probably get about 11 laps in here tonight for this little feature race. Oh, sorry, for this little race at the grid, as we like to call it. And there's some stuff going on. Greg Barber in the background. I think he got caught up just there. Possibly, if we can go back to see how he's going. He looks fairly slow. But this race at the front looks amazing. Damon Woods has set the fastest time out there, which is not surprising.
Yeah, no, he's had some kind of problem, has Greg, because he all of a sudden coming off the rainy curve just kept turning left.
Just kept turning. Yeah, there's an issue, I think.
Well, it's temporary. He's got going again. He lost a couple of spots to, I think, Seth Brown and Vlasbom. Well, it was just Vlasbom there in the moment. But yeah, presses on for now. Down in now. In saying that, it might have actually just been the right rear. Never mind. Sorry, it's the right rear. Just over the curb into the dirt. So just a bit of overcommitment there. So yeah, allows Brown and Vlasbom through, just like that, unfortunately. And on his merry way, he'll continue his back life. But just as Morella, who was tucked up behind Sam Sproul and Ryan Green. This is fighting over 20th place, if you can understand it there. And they will get through that one there. Now, in saying all that, this all happened because Morella had a moment by himself at turn 4. And that allowed Green to get through on the way up. And then here, through the corkscrew in the meantime, though, still going out at this lot. And in fact, for Green, he's having some trouble. Adam Hughes at a moment. And he's dropping down the order here at the final corner. So, first time out for Blackout OPR, and unfortunately has dropped back a couple of spots there from P6 to P10. Been told probably a slowdown, and we'll see it here on next of our Burling Motor Group replays. And that's aggressive. Yeah, probably a bit too much.
Yeah, a little bit too much, and he's backed off before the start-finish line. Jeez, you lose a lot of spots, and it takes so long to get the momentum back up around this track as well. You just keep on going backwards, unfortunately. The race at the front has not deteriorated. Dylan Burse has taken it to Damon Wood, so hopefully we get to watch a little bit of action at the front there. But there's little packs at the back here. This battle for 20th is unbelievable. Who have you got there on the screen at the moment? We've got Adam Hughes on there going through turn 6 up the hill. Very important. I wanted to jump on board with some of these cars just to show you a lap of what it's actually like, because it's unsighted. Most of these corners are literally just seat of the pants and just send it, and hopefully the guy in front of you is braking at the right point so you can do the same thing. But we're on board with Dylan Burse at the moment as he's following Damon Woods, and we'll just take you for a lap inside the cockpit to see what it's like as you come through down here into turn 2. Oh, nice line. Double apex. Just let the car flow out to the right-hand side. Through here is pretty simple cornering. You just want to hit the apexes and let the car flow. And through here as well. And this is where it gets technical down here. You want to brake the car as late as you possibly can and get it turned into the apex as soon as you can. As you come up to the left-hander. Because this is all uphill from here. All the way up to the corkscrew. All uphill. Coming up to the little turn 6 kink. And you'll see what I mean. It's literally unsighted. Yeah, you turn in before you see the apex. Get the thing on the inside, and then commit yourself to going down through the roller coaster here to the corkscrew. There's a little tree that you aim for, but that's about all you can do, and you just fall down the hill. These cars are probably not set up as well as they'd want to be if it's going down there, but it is what they've got at the moment. These two Audis are making it look pretty easy at the moment. They look like they're glued to the track. As he comes up here into turn 11, again, got to hit the apex on the left-hand side. Let the car flow. You've got a heap of runoff area. Get onto the little concrete apron out there and send it for another lap. 1 minute 20, and then you do it all again, and you do it all again, and then we come back for the feature and we do it for 45 minutes. It's going to be fun.
Indeed. A lot of challenge here. One of the big things is you've got gravel basically either side of the circuit. It will slow you down if you dip too much of your wheels in it, but you need to be using all of the flat curbing here to maximize your track width and be able to carry as much speed into turns as possible. Well, that fight for the lead might carry on. We certainly hope it'll carry on in due course, but we look here now at Thomas Hinz, and he's got Adam Hughes trying to get back up to around P6 or so when he was there earlier for his moment here. And how's that for a dive inside turn 5? We'll throw it up the inside on the 52 of Hinz, who's got no response there at this time in the race. So we'll get one spot back. Does the Blackout OPR 95. He then looks to now chase after Dylan O'Shea for P number 8.
He surprised him there. Adam Hughes just, I think, it surprised Thomas Hinz there. Just sent it up the inside of turn 5. And Paul Hinz didn't have a answer for it. Hopefully he stays with him and can come back a little bit at Adam Hughes. But yes, Adam Hughes is going to catch up to O'Shea very quickly. He's putting on some good lap times at the moment. He's nearly to the back of O'Shea already. So that thing's looking pretty pacey. We did see him some dramas at the start of the race. So that Porsche is looking very pacey as he catches the back of O'Shea. I just want to mention up ahead of that at the moment is Gianni Lutu. He's missed a few rounds. He's missed one round, which put him back down in the championship. But that car's looking pretty pacey at the moment. I'm pretty sure he's streaming at the moment, like most of these guys are. So if you're watching him, make sure you tell him that we give him a bit of a shout out there for his followers. But doing very well. P7. He hasn't had the best of luck through the start of this season. Found himself in a lot of battles that he didn't want to be. But that's what happens when you qualify down in the mid-pack, unfortunately. But he's looking very pacey and probably on for a good result in the feature race as well, as he gets 4 laps underneath him as he goes up here past turn 6 and up into the corkscrew again.
Look to see what he can do, trying to chase down Bailey Ford there in the 22, and need to find a bit of a margin up to Jamie Christensen and Simon Nicholson if he wanted to go further forward. Meanwhile, a little bit further back, we have ourselves 4, nearly 5-car train, starting with Brad Newman for P11. Running behind him is going to be Hayden Sell, Stuart Ellis, as Nicholson's had a moment, and Christensen will get through for P4. Meanwhile, further up the road, that's sort of the first train, as it were. And we're told it was a slowdown at the final corner, so another driver getting a little too greedy on the apex of the last turn, or possibly a turn before. As Newman defending from Sell into turn 2, entering Heaven, saying it's all the way back at the corkscrew. Has that one on the Burley Motor Group replay here, so yeah, actually too much at the corkscrew, yes, and doesn't get it cleared until then. Meanwhile, Newman checked up Sell massively, and how's that for damage on the front of the 82? And Stuart Ellis wants a piece of the pie, and O'Reilly's in behind trying to find a way through, as well as Ellis will get through just as Sell turns down to try and protect the spot. But he is now definitely looking a bit like the walking wounded. We'll go to a split screen replay and keep the live feed at the top. Replay coming out the bottom here, Aaron.
Just trying to work out. So this has happened up at the corkscrew. No, it's happened before that.
Whilst we're on replay with Nicholson.
Oh no, yes, okay, there you go. Checked up massively. Thanks Thanks very much, Brad Newman. All those gentlemen at the back there. I'm sure they gave him a quick character reference as well for checking up the field. But Brad Newman's just skipped away with it. He's got a 1 second gap over Stuart Ellis, Hayden Sell, and Jacob O'Reilly now. So these guys are going to be battling really hard for the next 2.5 minutes. Wow, that race has gone very quick. We got probably 2 laps left, maybe 3. No, probably 2. Probably 2 laps left as they go through here. So all to play for. this is all where you're going to start on the grid too. So Damon Woods has got himself a 0.5 second gap over Dylan Burse. Dylan Burse has literally got a second over Zach Rattray White and his teammate Jamie Christensen. That little fight, that little position that Jamie Christensen made on Simon Nicholson might come back to him before the end of this race, but it's going to be tough. But yeah, we might have to keep our eyes on this little battle for P13. It's just getting really spicy at the moment. These guys back there. There's Jacob O'Reilly. That's him backwards. I've just come back down to him. I'm pretty sure that's Jacob O'Reilly in the 222 machine. It is. He's going to send it around. He's going to give it a little bit of too much of a flick. And he's going to lose a heap of position. That's going to put him right back to the back of the field with no way of getting that position back. As we go to the Burnley Motor Group replay, let's see what's happened here. So that's him on screen in the middle. Oh, and he's lost it himself and sent it. And there's no coming back from there. There's no runoff. Got a little. Oh wait, he must have just been on the gas just a little bit hard. As we see, who's that making an absolute send? Oh, as he gets a bit twitchy down into turn 10.
Hayden Sell trying to defend with every last spot he can hang on to in this walking wounded Audi. The number 82 machine really struggling now, and Seth Brown is well clear. Stuart Ellis is well clear. Brad Newman is well clear. Next up, Zach Blasbaum, Greg Barber, Simon Cox would all certainly like one more position if they could, as we're on lap 11. I believe Damien Woods got there just short of the time marker, and it would be the white flag. As being told, no, actually we should get 2 to go here. So he did get there in time to be able to trigger, or not trigger, the white flag command. So for Hayden Sell, that is the last thing he wanted to hear in this race. He certainly wanted one less lap to worry about, because that car's got very little straight line speed, it seems, and having a lot of trouble. Now, as for why Zach Rattray White's dropped off the top 2, I can tell you that unfortunately Chu Kang got himself in a spot of bother and got rear-ended by Rattray White about 2 or so laps ago. It was on Kang on lap 10 for the leaders.
Well, that'll be. I don't want to be in that little room after they finish racing tonight. Part of the same team and getting caught up on themselves. We see this. Hayden Sell is literally the walking wood, and I don't know how he's got that car. Still out the front at the moment, because the front end of that looks garbage. And the guys behind, Greg Barber's going to put on a move on Zach. Oh, he's not going to back down the pack. So as we go on, that's P6 at the moment. That's Bailey Ford. I think you're on Simon Nicholson and Greg. Oh, that's it there. There's Simon Nicholson and Greg Barber and P. Well, that's a bit weird because he's no, there's Bailey Ford. I apologise. In the 22 machine.
Yeah, so looking to see what he can do here with this final lap in the sprint. As we're going to pick up this incident here between Rattray. So there's Chu Kang off to the left of screen and just gets up. Now, racing situation's a bit different, and yeah, it completely it also annihilated the rear of Kang's car. A lot more than that simple contact would suggest, you'd think. But as we come around the rainy curve into the penultimate turn on this final lap of the sprint, Damon Woods has had some pressure from Dylan Burse in laps previous, but it looks like that pressure got released here with Rattray White having to back out a little bit to go get to the end as well. So it will be Damon Woods who leads, lights the flag in the opening sprint here at Laguna Seca, be the first driver whose name is not Cody Deeth to win a race here tonight in the ANZ ESeries GT3 National Championship. The last cars in the top 10 will be O'Shea, Hughes and Hins. And Hayden Sell looks like he might just hang on in P14 ahead of Blasbaum, Barber and Cox, who are going to be there in behind him all the way to the flag.
Yeah, good racing from everyone out there. A couple of incidents at the moment, but oh yeah, we're on board here. So Chewy's had a massive moment. He's on the race. He's tried to get out of the way, but and the whole rear of the car is completely gone. And over and over and over again, I think he lost four boots there. But anyway, as we bring up the timing screen, hopefully to see everyone, it's refreshing to see a different name at the top of the list there, Damon Woods, over Dylan Burse. But I'll let you go through the list.
Indeed. Woods from Burst and Rattray White for your top 3. Jamie Christensen and Simon Nicholson going to be in the top 5 with Bailey Ford, Gianni Lutsu, Dylan O'Shea, Adam Hughes and Thomas Hinz rounding out our top 10 in this opening sprint, and 25 starters in this one. As we'll flick over the page there and leave it up on screen. But also we've brought Damon Woods in for a quick chat here during the break. And Damon, it was tight in qualifying, tight most of the way through the opening race, but in the end able to stay out front and take your first win of the season there. Well done.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a really close battle at the start of the race. We were all within a tenth of a second pretty much every lap, so it's all about just managing the tyre to make sure it didn't go off at the end, and yeah, we're able to bring it home.
And interesting to hear you say about the tyres being a thing with 45 minutes up on the cards in a minute or two's time. How much are you expecting tyres in that case to make a difference across the course of that longer race?
I think it's more about just managing the initial drop-off. So once the tyre eventually gets to the point where it's not going to go any quicker, I think it's managing the tyre pressure at that point. So yeah, once it gets to the plateau point, if you start pushing the car too hard, it's just going to get continually worse. So it's more, yeah, just staying consistent and, you know, not overdoing the ABS, not trying to ruin the rear tyres with TC. So yeah, it's just going to be about managing the first probably half of the race, and then we'll go gung-ho at the end.
Well, we look forward to seeing what that looks like in that case. Any words from you, Aaron, before we let Damon get ready for this feature coming up?
I think, Damon, you need to get in that car, mate, because you got 20 seconds before you need to get on the grid. So good luck, mate.
Thank you. I'll try not to bottle the start this one.
Oh yes, before you go, I did want to mention that, but we might get to talk to you in the feature. But yeah, good luck, mate.
Yeah, no.
Oh well, yeah, that bottle, you completely missed the green. You completely missed it. So
yeah, I was expecting the light to go a lot later than it actually did. So I was expecting to be coming up to binding the flag man, and it would go green then, but it went green halfway down the straight. So yeah, it was a bit of a snooze fest for me and Dylan on the front row.
Well, the guys behind you gave you a little bit of leniency there and didn't try and spear you off either. So, and behind you, I can tell you, as you come down to the turn 2, there's 5 wide behind you. So you stayed out of it. So hopefully you can do the same in this race and we can have a good one.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you very much.
Well, he's going to have to literally run back down to the grid now. We've held him up for a little bit too long. We see him right there on the front row of the grid. I'll let you take us through now, Dan.
Did our race results from the sprint, setting the grid here for this feature. So Woods and Burst once again will take the front row as they ran that race, with Rattray White and Christensen also roughly holding out the same spots. There was one little exchange there with Christensen getting ahead of Simon Nicholson by the time that race was done. Bailey Ford gaining a spot up to P6. Nicholson and Ford there on row 3. Gianni Lutsu up 2 spots to P7. Dylan O'Shea holds steady in P8 for that one there tonight, with Adam Hughes being the one that dropped down inside this battle in the top 10. There we'll see him 9th. Hinz alongside him there. And then looking into the next group of cars here with you, Aaron, Newman and Ellis. And yeah, so on and so forth. Here gets pretty static, although we have a couple of drivers further on back. Say Zach Vlasbom, unfortunately, down. Actually, up 5 spots, I should say. That's not right, but not unfortunately. That's a positive. The number 18 going places up to P15 to start this one off. Greg Barber alongside him. Simon Cox also up 5, getting to 17th there. Shane Chancellor up 5 spots to 18th. Marina Morella definitely further back than what we've seen elsewhere in the series. Sam Sproul going to round your top 20 there. And it was Ryan Green, the big driver who's lost out in race 1. Jacob O'Reilly there in 22nd instead of up near the top 10. Nathan Garner 23rd, with Simon Chabak also losing a bunch of spots, unfortunately, 24th. And Chu Kang, the only driver not finishing on the lead lap of race number 1. Means that we now have ourselves one more formation lap to prepare ourselves here. So we're just waiting to make sure everyone's on the grid, but it looks to be the case that I don't see any gaps in the order, and indeed everyone is there. Everyone will take the start, and we get ready to roll once more before 45 minutes awaits us here, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if we see 5 wide again into turn 2. I think they'll be a little bit better going through there. They might stay a little bit more 2 wide or 3 wide as they go through. Just watch out for the guys at the back there. There's a couple of strategies here. I know you can go to, you got 30 minutes of fuel in the tank, and you've got to go for 45 minutes. You'll probably see a lot of guys looking after the tyre. We just heard Damon Woods talk about the tyre going off and how to manage it. there's two ways of doing that. You can take it to the end there and just manage it from there, or try and look after that tyre throughout the race. If you can try and get right to the end of that 30-minute window and put some new boots on it, you might be pretty speedy for the later part of the race. But staying out of trouble is going to be massive for this one. You don't want to see yourself at the back of the grid like we see Jacob O'Reilly at the moment. He's a big loser out of that first race. And Chewy Kang, it didn't start the race, so he's going to start at the back as well. He was in a lot of incidents as well. But working your way up through the grid here is going to be hard, but you just got to be within yourself with doing that, and not burn up your tyre too quick as well.
Yep, that is the play. And yeah, a couple of drivers who definitely would be hoping for a better run of it here tonight, as they now look to redeem what happened in race 1 with a stronger run here in race number 2. So yeah, it'd be curious to see here how drivers work this out. As you said from Damon Woods, what he said there at the tyres. I think the main thing is it's not so much the tyre will wear, it's more, well, there's two phases to it. Don't overwork the tyre at the start, let it come in, and then don't overwork the tyre once it sort of drops away from its peak pace to sort of, it can achieve a steady state of performance if you don't overwork it and you sort of respect the limits that the tyre does leave you with, as they'll sort themselves out down the corkscrew here and then get settled. And then we'll see, when does Damon Woods go. He now knows he only has about half the front straight once they come off of the final corner here before they can go green. This time we'll see who gets the jump here at the front of the field.
I don't think he'll make the same mistake twice. As they come up here into the turn 11, he's going to get himself set up. He knows it's about to go green very shortly. He knows there's a very angry pack behind him. The green flag's about to go, and he's gone. He's got a really good jump on that, and Dylan Burst has jumped right in behind him as they come down here. Through turn 1, looking a lot better as they come through down into turn 2, into the hairpin. Going back through the grid here, I'm just looking to see if there's anyone getting through. Very clean from the whole grid at the moment. I don't see any issues in the back. Well, my hat is now tipped to everyone out there, to be honest. That is very clean racing from some very fast race drivers.
Big winner. Oh no, but then we've got some big losers. It's Gianni Lutsu and Dylan O'Shea who've got together at turn number 4, and they're going to rejoin the circuit now. I was going to say the big winner in the first couple of corners was Brad Newman. A bit of calculated aggression worked perfectly for the number 2 machine down into the Andretti hairpin on that opening lap. Found a line, was able to pull it up and get spots on the inside. Well, now just about everyone's made up spots with the exception of Lutsu and O'Shea, down 17 positions each. As Simon Nicholson and Bailey Ford slow down and running wide to try and clear that one there for the 22 machine. He gets that one done, and that will set him back a bunches. O'Shea's got a right pain to get that car back as his teammate Hayden Snell eyeing off. I believe that's Stuart Ellis is going to go to the replay in the bottom and keep the live feed up top, Aaron. So O'Shea to the inside of Lutsu through turns 3 and 4. How does this one end up here? On that angle there, they just get together and then run out wide. It's O'Shea who takes the concrete and the mechanical black flag for his troubles in the process.
It's a very weird contact. It looks like Dylan O'Shea was just going out to the apex there, and Lutzu's car just clipped that inside. I don't know. That's a tough one. That will go to the stewards. I can guarantee you that as we see Seth Brown off the track, we'll have to come back and see what happened there. But that contact between Dylan O'Shea and Lutsu, I think will be under review. To be honest, it's tough to say. And like I said at the just before race control, they got the hardest job. They're going to have to make a decision on that tonight, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah, Seth Brown. Oh, it's entangled Stuart Ellis in the process as well. So here's another angle of O'Shea and Lutsu, and it's yeah. Oh, the crowd. Oh, the crowd's going to do us dirty.
The crowd. Oh, here we go. You see they straighten up, and you see Lutsu just turns in a tiny bit, but he's trying to find that outside line too. So I think there's a little bit of net code there possibly, and they're tangled up in the wheels. They're lucky to not have. Oh well, one of them's lucky not to have a lot of damage, but yeah, a very odd exchange there, unfortunately. And as we see this other for Seth Brown, I'm pretty sure this is the replay of Seth Brown. He got a little bit. I think he got. Oh, okay. Well. Well, there's not much to say. There's not much to say about that contact there. There was a lot going on. Thanks to the Burnley Motor Group replay. We might have to do probably 3 or 4 replays on that same one. As we're coming in here now, we'll see. Oh, this is this contact.
Lap 1.
Yeah,
this
is
is O'Shea and Lutzu. And you can find here that O'Shea's kart. He's
interesting.
There's a gap there. For a moment, I thought, having looked at a couple of angles myself, that he had tried turning right and got stuck. And got himself a little stuck there, which didn't help things, and that's what ran them both wide into the wall. That one there suggests something a little different there. As back to live pitches we can go.
We'll let race control look after that one, I think.
Yeah, there's also more stuff happening further on the back of the field with like Brad Newman and Adam Hughes.
Yeah, there's Lutzu. He's back on the track and he's in position nowhere at the moment, a P21, so he's going to be fighting. Brad Newman's got a train behind him like he did earlier in the sprint race, so he's back to where he was and where he probably feels a bit comfortable with a heap of guys for P6 at the moment. Yeah, that is a nasty little collision.
Hayden Sell was trying to hang on to the spot, and from that angle it seems to confirm that he just wasn't quite clear, or Seth Brown wasn't quite clear in moving across to take the position and the preferred exit. I'm back. As apologies there for that one, folks. As unfortunately, Jack Kennedy having a Discord do himself a good old favour there. But we're back right into it with you here on lap 4 of this race as our leaders already up past the corkscrew, actually, as this second pack comes up towards the corkscrew now. There's been a bit of aminosity on the radio, apparently, between Newman and Hughes here as they try and fight this one out. But you've also got Thomas Hinds, Bailey Ford, Hayden Sell. They're directly in behind all of this here. And so now it's Hughes defending from Hinds as Ford trying to find the preferred run. And it really feels like the 95 crisscross car. Not crisscross, sorry. I'm used to saying
up
crisscross.
the inside. Big lunge.
Tries to get that one done, but he won't be able to get it done. He overshoots the corner, and Adam Hughes will take that one back by the end of the front straight, Aaron. And in the process, Brad Newman says, perfect. I now don't have to worry about the 95 as much.
I don't think he should not be worrying about that 95 car because he is looking pacey, and I don't think he missed it. He wanted to put that up the inside, he just couldn't make it stick. He really needed to put the brake on and let the 95 car run into him a little bit there. But yeah, Thomas Hinds is looking really pacey in P8. Brad Newman's got himself a little bit of a breather. Oh, who's that off? That's Zachary Blasblom. We'll have to get back and have a look at what actually happened there. But wow, we've got a lot of incidents in a short amount of time that's happened. That's going through turn 4. Oh, an interesting. We'll get that on a replay. It's an interesting little contact. We might have to go back and get another angle on that because there is interlocking there, but how it happened is a little bit beyond me. Oh, here we go. We're on with back on track
that's
now.
live.
We're live with Zachary Blasblom. The car looks good. Oh, yeah, he's going to have to come into the pits, unfortunately. The front left. As we look at another replay here, so they come together very awkwardly. Oh, a little bit of netcode there, if you ask me. What I see in there, I see a little bit of room between those two cars, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter. The car's broken. He's back in the pits right now, I'm pretty sure. Oh, as I say that, he's just been turned again. He's in the middle of the track. If we go back to Zachary Blasblom right now. Oh, sorry.
He's made it in.
Yeah, he's made it in. Okay. And that will put him out of the race, unfortunately.
All right, Adam Hughes wants this spot again off of Newman as he tries to look to get over to the inside into turn 5, but he's already just about alongside here. Making me wonder now, this gap here, they've fallen 11 seconds off the race lead, 6 seconds off the next pack of the top 5. These guys here seem to be really wanting to throw absolutely everything they've got at this one here with 37 minutes still on the clock, gentlemen. We're about 7 minutes away from being able to, on average, refuel and make it home with the pit stop as expected. Not compulsory, if I remember the rules correctly here. It's just due to the fuel tank restriction at 50% for all these GT3 cars. They should only get about 30 minutes on a tank of fuel. Hughes into the apex curb there at the final hairpin. He's definitely looking for something as Sam Sprouse at a moment through the penultimate corner and the next to the blackout OPR machines. Unfortunately, down in, what was that there for the 606? 17th place. Greg Barber was in between Hughes and Sproul, but unfortunately he's now behind the 606 as this train goes all the way back to Marino Morella in P12 with the way these guys are starting to pack up. But on board with Newman as we look out the back on this 7th lap of the race.
Yeah, Newman is not, I don't think he's holding them up. It's just his pace is just a little bit in a couple of areas, not quite where it needs to be. You might find a couple of these guys in about 6 minutes might do a massive undercut and try something weird and wonderful. You might see Adam Hughes, or definitely Thomas Hinz is probably the paciest out of all those guys in that pack at the moment in the Audi R8. But yeah, as this battle keeps going on at the front here, Jacob O'Reilly in P13 has got his way. He's making his way up to the up to these guys, up to the back of Morella as well. So this is about to get 8 cars in a line here fighting for P6. So great for us to call. It's going to be awesome to watch. Strategy might play a role in this to see who wants to get out of this train, but Brad Newman's doing what he has to do. He's keeping the car out in front here. He's got plenty of fresh air in front of him. We just got to see if he can find a little bit more pace up the hill. It looks like where that Porsche's really lacking compared to that Audi of Thomas Hinz there in P8. So yeah, can't take our eyes off this one at the moment. There doesn't seem to be any more racing happening at the moment. Zach Rattray White at the front is closing on Dylan Burst, but Dylan Burst has lost Damon Woods now. Damon Woods is checked out, and the only way they're going to catch him is with the safety car at the moment, I think. Brad Newman is now 7 seconds off the pace of Simon Nicholson, so he's lapping at 122. So right at the start of this race, I did mention that some drivers will want to look after these tyres. Maybe Brad's doing that. Maybe this is a masterstroke from Brad Newman. Those tyres are going to be good to the end and not have to change them, but time will tell, I'd imagine. There is a lot of angry cars in behind him at the moment trying to take him off that strategy.
Well, in a 45-minute race, I wouldn't expect the drivers to decide or think that needing to change the tyres is necessary, but you never know sometimes with the way drivers are working these cars. And also there is the fact that on the one hand, maybe Newman is trying to just be a little defensive, steady and pace the car, but he's also had to be very defensive and aggressively defensive with Adam Hughes in particular behind him, trying to find a spot, as there's been a warning issued from race control, and it's to Brad Newman.
Brad Newman.
So lap 3, that's the corkscrew. I'm going to go have a look and just see what that driving would have been, and I'll just try and summarise it for you here, Aaron. In fact, Jay will bring us a replay of it here. So what I'm seeing on my copy, well, actually not, if Jay's queuing up a replay, I'll have a look at it.
Here we go. It's right on cue. So he's got a warning up here at the corkscrew. I'm not sure what he's done. He might have parked it, so he's blocking. He's definitely blocking on the inside there. And did he park it? Oh, he definitely parked it. Oh, yes. I think we did catch that in the broadcast as well, with him doing that. But yeah, he might have been a bit cheeky there, holding them up a little bit, trying to get himself a little bit of a gap out the front. But that's racing. He only got a warning for it, so he'll battle on. He won't even worry about that. He'll keep pushing forward. On his last lap, he did a 1:21.9, so the pace is increasing. And we'll see as he comes across the line now. See what he's doing. I think he's going to do another personal best for this race as he goes across the line for a 1:21.8. So it's pretty consistent. He's not the fastest guy in that train at the moment, but at least he's doing pretty quick lap times, which is similar to what Simon Nicholson and Jamie Christensen are doing up in front of him. But they are a massive 8-7. Sorry, Jamie Christensen's 12 seconds up the road, and Simon Nicholson's 7 seconds up the road for him. So P6 is what Brad Newman can achieve here if he keeps this massive train behind him.
Yeah, To be honest, of his cars, it is definitely going to be between Newman and Hughes. As further back in the train, Simon Cox has got Bailey Ford and Marina Morella to worry about as these Cox starting to lose the back of Hayden Sell, who's trying to hang with Hinz, Hughes and Newman. So you can see it's down to splinter now from one big pack from 6th through 12th to more like 6th through 9th, and then 10, 11, 12 just towards the back as Gianni Lutsu, Shane Chancellor have made the switch in positions.
Oh, car 5
As
has got himself a...
Seth Brown, yes. Although unfortunately he's in the pit, so that basically looks like it's going to be a nothing penalty there. As Chancellor runs a bit wide through the dirt, the penultimate turn, now has Simon Chadwick looking for a spot on the 87 Ferrari, as I'm also still tracking Hughes and Newman myself, and close but not quite into turn 2 on this occasion.
Hey, if you're watching at home, don't be afraid to chuck stuff in the chat. We're on here if you want to jump in there. I see that the BG36 is wondering what the maximum cars can go through the corkscrew side by side. You can go too wide, but it's probably not advisable, to be honest. You'd probably want to do that in the last lap if you want to send it up the inside of someone or on the outside of the corkscrew. It is possible. We've seen it happen. Or as we're watching here, as we're coming up to the going up the hill at the moment, I thought just then that Brad Newman had a little bit of a moment there, and Adam Hughes had a nice run on him, but that's not the case. As he closes up onto him on the corkscrew and gets a nice run down here into turn 9 as it comes through in the sweeper. And look at that Audi in the back. That is looking really pacey when it's coming down the hill as well through turn 11. So right now, anyone can jump into the pits as of now and technically get home. So watch out for anyone that's going to come through the pits at the moment. I was expecting someone in that train to come through, but they must be happy with what's going on behind Brad Newman. But he just did a 122.5, which was yeah, he must have had a moment going up the hill there somewhere, and he's making he's not making many friends behind him. Adam Hughes and Hinz are, and then that train that we saw before that had splintered has actually caught up. So we've got Hayden Sell back in this, Cox is back in there, Ford has joined in the crew in this battle as well. Morella has jumped on there. Jacob O'Reilly still about 2 seconds off that little pack, but he's done really well to work his way up from about 20th up to P13. So as long as he works his way in that trending position, we'll see what he ends up with. But he'll be hoping up to get into the top 10. But he's got a big wall of GT3s to get through before he gets there.
Well, we'll check back in with the battle for the second half of the top 10 later. Check in now for the fight for 4th place as Jamie Christensen is starting to struggle, it seems, compared to Simon Nicholson. He's lost half a second almost on one lap alone, having dropped a ball. It's actually dropped a ton of time on that 12th lap. As Thomas Hinz will be the first car in the leading driving bunch, he will peel to the pit lane. As in addition, Greg Barber deemed at fault for the contact with Zach Vlasbom. And that will mean the number 16 has 10 seconds of a post-race time penalty to add to his name. As you have this pack here in the back half of the 10 reforms as we wait to see what Hinz can do. Sam Sproul will follow Hinz in from further on back as well. So the main thing is obviously, yes, whilst you could be losing pace out on track, there is the question of, well, are you actually going to gain anything by being in clean air whilst also having to carry more fuel on board? Don't forget, these drivers here, having burned about half of their opening allotment of fuel, are going to have a lighter car, which means better potential, at least, for lap times. And filling the car back up might mean you offset the benefit of clean air if they don't fight too hard. And that's the risk we're going to have to take. But nevertheless, Hinz will come out, and actually critically, he's come out pretty close to traffic in the form of Nathan Gardner. So this is not going to help the outlap. He will power by, I think, in a moment. He's going to get past here under brakes.
He'll get this done under brakes into turn 5. I think it's a masterstroke from Thomas Hinz. He was probably the fastest in that group. He had to do something. He wasn't going to get past. He tried to have a bit of a send down into turn 11. No one else is coming in. So if he can just get 2 nice clean outlaps underneath him, he might find himself where he wants to be, ahead of Brad Newman, and that's the ideal situation. So we'll come back to that to see what happens with him. But I'd imagine Brad Newman's going to take this long. He'll probably pit when there's 15 minutes left to go, and like you said, less fuel on board, quicker race cars. But he had to make a decision, I think, for Thomas Hinz. That car was rapid. He's putting back into P18, but in front of him, there's nothing. So hopefully he can work his way. Lap times. I'm going to keep an eye on lap times. I'll keep everyone at home posted as we just see who's that coming out of the pits. That is Bailey Ford coming out of the pits, and he's going to get. Oh, he's going to get ahead of Hinz here.
And
so
that's how much one lapped car can make for you there. Now, saying that, there's also the possibility that the in-lap also hurt. So Hinzy on his out-lap, a 1:27.9. Yeah, see. So Ford's gained half a second. And a lot of that can be attributed to the pit stop, actually. And you're looking at it here. So half a second difference in the lane, plus a bit of traffic for Hinzy in the former Nathan Gardner. I think has just done enough there to give an overcut to Bailey Ford, as O'Reilly will be the next car to come into the lane. So he hadn't quite reached that pack of cars that is starting to splinter now. He will be getting himself sorted out now, possibly to try and see if he can get close to these two. Should come out behind them, of course, but maybe be a couple of seconds off the back, and then he's got clean air chases. Hinz is going to go straight onto the offensive, looking to the inside of Ford at the last turn.
It's a good pass done. If he gets that done down here, it'll be done down at turn 2. But very aggressive. He needed to be. He's got a quick race car at the moment, and if he can just get himself some... Oh, wow. He's going to push himself all the way to the apex here. He should get it done. Well done, Hinzy, getting that done. Putting himself into some fresh air again.
Yeah, clean air on the nose. Should be able to go a little bit harder into some of these faster corners here, of course, as Hughes back on the gearbox, the wing, the diffuser, whichever part of the rear of that Lobs Esports Porsche you want to pick out of Brad Newman's, and essentially have the front splitter of the 95 go say hello first as they come to the end of their 15th lap in this race, and see whether Hughes has got something for Newman at the stage, or if they overwork the car too much, because as far as pure pace goes in this race, it's Hughes who still has the upper hand, but they're swinging back and forth between 21s and 22s here. Back to Thomas Hinz, his personal best is only a 21.8 versus a 21.7 for Newman and a 21.6 for Hughes. It's more a case of consistent pace in doing the trick, as Simon Chadwick in for fuel, and fuel only with that car staying down on its tyres rather than going up on the jacks. And watch again for these two to see, will they settle into a rhythm? Will they make sure to protect themselves from the cars that have pitted already? Because on that last lap, Thomas Hinz at 21.6. And he's got some more traffic approaching. So he's looking to keep the hammer down here as Chadwick will come out of the pits. Aaron back in P20. Sproul looking to try and get past him, but that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. As there's Hinzy now, and critically, let's have a look at this one here. So if the number is green, advantage Newman. If the number is red, advantage Hinz.
Yeah, so at the moment, yeah, we'll see how it goes. We saw that he get held up with traffic, Thomas Hinz, on those two opening outlaps, but he's still got the ultimate pace. I think he's still got the pace over them, but time will tell. And now he's going to get held up again. Oh, who's that? That's Hayden Sell. He was going very slow on the track just then. I was just trying to find out. That slow that he nearly left the server. He's in P10 at the moment. I wonder what happened there with Hayden Sell. He must have sprayed it. Oh, he's hit that curb massively. I would have come straight into the pits, but he didn't have a chance. He's gone past he wanted to. I could tell in his brain there, thanks to the Burnley Motor Group replay. If he could hang on to it a little bit, he would have straightened the pits and minimised the damage there, but he's got to try and come around for a whole lap, and I don't think it's going to be a very quick one, unfortunately, from Hayden Sell, but that hit the sausage curve really hard, Dan.
Oh yeah, that is not the kind of abuse these cars can stand, as Hinz and Ford will pick off Ryan Green, who's still out there trying to tick off laps in the Alpha Venturi 818, and unfortunately that lap there in behind Green did cost Hinzy a couple of tenths once again, even compared to the slightly slower pace that was set by Newman and Hughes to the tune of about 7/10. This is the problem, is every bit of traffic that Hinz can't get past straight away, and there's a sequence of corners that loses him time. It's chipping away at the advantage he can pull back when things sort out now. And saying that for Hinz, next car up the road, Chu Kang. Gap to Chu Kang, about 14 seconds. So in theory, this is now the golden opportunity for Hinz. He's got no one for a couple of turns. This is Chu Kang right here coming out of the penultimate turn, and Hinz is leading the group out of the corkscrew by comparison. So that should mean now Hinz keeps his nose clean and keeps looking forwards. He'll be good to go as Marino Morella next to the cars to come into the pits. See if he can potentially contest as further on back. Ryan Green is going to also come to the lane, but we need to go to the Newman and Hughes, I think. Never mind Damon Woods, who's still in the lead, because it's on.
Well, it was on. I'm pretty sure Brad Newman made a tiny bit of a mistake there, but coming up the hill, he's going to have to cover off, and they go single file through there. That car of Adam Hughes, he's got pace. He's sort of just holding back. He's going to go on the outside. You don't want to be there. You have to go single file. Whoa! We might see too wide down through the corkscrew. We do, as they push through, door banging as they go down the corkscrew into turn 9. And he's still got the lead. Newman has still got it. We'll see if Hughesy is going to give up the ghost here. Maybe jump into the pits. No, he's not. He's going to have another go at him. He's getting very frustrating. That's a bit of a push at the back there as well. And that's Simon Cox. He's working his way up there as well. So see those times. That's a 124 from Brad Newman. So we go back. We were talking about Hinz there before. That's massive for Hinz. That's when it was sideways. Sideways from Hughes. And he's got now he's going to have to battle with Cox behind, and Newman's going to get away again from them. He just can't seem to get that pass done.
No, Brad Newman is certainly putting on what we call a bit of a stout defence, but sacrificing race pace, or lap pace I should say, at this stage to have a crack at holding on to this spot. But yeah, a lap like that is like the perfect signal. In fact, for Tom, can we bring up the comparison of Thomas Hinz on that last lap, if we could, just between Newman and Hinzy, if we could, please, just to demonstrate exactly how, as I said, the back and forth for Hinzy wasn't too good, but on that one lap alone,
oh wow,
look at the time loss.
Yeah, he's coming. We're going to see these guys in the next 4 minutes, maybe the next 2 laps. They're going to come in and pit, and this is when the race is going to heat up. We're going to see a 15-minute, another sprint. He jinked. Oh, and that's Cox in. So he's had enough. He's had enough of this train. He's jumping in and see what he can do. We'll see where he comes out. And Brad Newman must have got a slowdown. He's getting pushed down the straight. If we go back to him as they come down into turn 2, we're going to have Hughes on the out. No, he's got him behind him again, unfortunately, with Brad Newman. But yeah, he's trying to find some air, trying to find something around Newman. I think this is going to heat up to a point where they're probably not going to be racing anymore and just pushing each other, I think.
It's quite literally Park the Bus Volume 7 from Brad Newman here, because it is literally stop the car on the apex, whatever the cost, protect the inside line, and it's worked so far for the opening lap here.
They're going to go too wide.
Not quite. Simon Cox can come out of the pits, and critically, there you go. Thomas Hinz might just have already got the undercut to succeed with the way that Newman and Hughes are already fighting. How's that there in the background? That's one of the Vermilion cars, possibly O'Reilly having a moment. Yeah, O'Reilly's had a moment there going off. Meanwhile, Hughes finally finds some space to the inside. At the rainy curve, though, he's going to be pinched down to the apex corner. Surely he needs to give this up, except the fact that he can't do it right now on track. And the option will come when Newman says, all right, I'm leading. I'll pit when I want. And Hughes will go at least one more lap here, but I think the damage has already been done, given what we saw there with Simon Cox has got Marine. Oh, sorry, no. Cox ahead of Thomas Hinz, as Hinzy's lost a spot in. What's happened to Hinz? Oh, Hinzy was ahead and he's made a mistake at turn 6.
I can't believe it. All that hard work that he did. He pitted early. He came in with 30 minutes to go. He wanted to get out of the train, and he's made a mistake coming up the hill. Let's see if he's just pinched it on the inside.
It's the apex curb.
He's hit the sausage curb. Oh, and there's no pace going up there. You'll just get swallowed
Here we
up
go.
by the team.
Live feed. Newman on pit exit. He's got, of course, the inside line. Can Simon Cox get out ahead of him here around the Andretti hairpin?
Brad Newman's
going to be awfully close, but no, Newman will get in front. But if Thomas Hinz hadn't made that mistake, he would be in front. Now the question is, what has Adam Hughes got? He was faster than Newman. He could catch back up. Whether that was Newman maybe holding something back, perhaps. We don't know for certain, I guess. But he's got probably this lap, maybe one more in terms of fuel. Hinz looking for a spot back on Morella. Meanwhile, out of turn 5 up to turn 6, Hughes will indeed go at least one more lap in this race. And now maybe try and put down some real qualifying style laps to potentially press the advantages. Yeah, Hinz is the one with the pace in this group. He needs to go get after Newman, but he's got to get through Morella. Got to get through Cox, but he needs to do it cleanly to not get himself in any trouble as we come off the corkscrew one more time. Looks inside the rainy curve, but not to be that time as Hayden Sell will peel to the pits as well in the 9.5 Sim Sports 82.
Yeah, we're looking like everyone's going to come into the pits either this lap or the next lap, and it all evens itself out. But Damon Woods, Dylan Burst, Zach Rattray White, and Jamie Christensen, and we're chucking Simon Nicholson there, are so far ahead of the rest of the cars here at the moment. They'll come in the pit and just enjoy the little Saturday evening drive to the end. Especially Damon Woods, he's got himself a 7-second gap over Dylan Burst at the moment. So it's going to take a miracle for Dylan Burst to find that pace. But yeah, this battle down here, I cannot believe what we were talking about. Brad Newman was holding everyone up in P6, and here he is. He's about to, when it cleans out, be in P6 with everyone behind him again. There's going to be a lot of hot heads, I can tell you, behind here. So if you're watching, stick around for the next 15 minutes. It's going to get interesting. Hinz is fast. Simon Cox has the pace as well. Morella's there. Ford's there. Jacob O'Reilly's coming out of the pits too. There's Giannu Lutsu. He had that massive shunt at the start of the race, so we know he's got pace as well. It's going to get heated as they go into the last, I say 10 laps of tonight's racing.
No question, Adam Hughes is in the pit lane. The 95 will now be who we look for in comparison. Dylan Burst, the first of our leaders to come out, along with Simon Nicholson. So they've come in after 22 laps on the road. Hughes is rolling, but Newman's already out of the final turn. To come up towards the cones, he's already out. I reckon Hughes has done it on this one. The overcut will work in this occasion. And yeah, actually, easy done. There's Newman on the bottom of the screen, Hughes at the top. And with the inside at pit lane, the question is, does Brad Newman have anything for the blackout OPR 95 that harassed him for so long in that opening stint? It's nearly a whole lap later for Damon Woods. He's in the pits as Rattray White couldn't quite get the 17 Ferrari to get around the pit entry. Acute hairpin there. But Jamie Christensen, who will inherit the lead of the race for a lap, as he goes
I am
to
surprised that he can get another lap out of
fuel.
that, to be honest. He's been going for 32 minutes now on that tank of fuel. That surprises me that they can get around here for that long. That Ferrari must be great on fuel, or he's forgot to pit. We'll find out shortly.
I would suggest it's not likely a mistake in terms of forgetting to pit. He would be getting various heads-ups and warnings about when to pit and the like. You watch here on board with Thomas Hinz trying to close up to Simon Cox. Maybe get a chance to go after Brad Newman, who doesn't really seem to have anything for Adam Hughes, which is what the pace disparity seemed to suggest in that opening stint. So Newman is settling in for P7 at best for this stage of the race, at least, as we watch this duel of the pack happen. Critically note is, while all of this was happening, Thomas Hinz actually did get a spot off of Marina Muello without too much of a fight into the Andretti hairpin whilst all of the pit stuff was happening. As there we go, Christensen to the pit lane from the race lead after 24 laps on his opening tank. And Woods will come back round to re-inherit his race lead that he's had pretty much the entire time in this one.
That's good fuel economy for the Ferrari there. that just for the rest of the, he's been really good on his fuel there to get to that point. So that's 33 minutes on a tank of fuel. That's fantastic in full race conditions. And it's not like he was being putting around or anything or trying to save fuel. There was no one around him. So pretty good effort from Jamie Christensen there. He's going to come out in P4. P5, Simon Nicholson's going to get right back to where they were previously. Line astern, fighting for P4. Damon Woods out the front there, 7 seconds. Zach Retro White Retro White's got Dylan Burse. Is that correct?
That he has. Can we please bring up the pit stop comparison if you can, when we get to it. But on board here, well, not on board, sorry, but watching Thomas Hinz try and find a way past Simon Cox. Has to go to the apex curb, nearly the sausages, but he will get it pulled up. Does the 52 of Hinz?
Well, will he get it done? He's still going to be on the outside for this curb.
I think Hinz has got it around the outside. There's a bit of contact side to side. It unsettles the 64 of Cox, but it will be enough to allow Hinz through back into P number 8 in this race. And yeah, I can see it from my own eyes. And with Marina Moreno going to have a shot at Simon Cox in due course. This is this undercut that we weren't expecting. And here's why. If Ratro White hasn't underfueled that Ferrari, well, you just said that maybe the Ferrari's got a bit of a fuel mileage advantage.
Possibly.
If that is the case, 2+ seconds of fuel, that's, in a car like this, nearly 4 litres difference. Maybe
that's
give or take half a litre either side of that number. 1.5 to 2.5 litres is probably the range. That's a little concerning there for someone like Dylan. He should be able to get back past, but remember, in the sprint, until the instant for Ratro White with Chu Kang trying to lap him, that Ferrari was able to hang tight with the 68.
That is a change. We've seen Dylan Burst nearly second, nearly all the races so far. Damon Woods has taken that spot a couple of times, but this is a good battle. We've got two sim sports. We've got Vermilion versus Eclipse here. And they both spray it out from turn 6, so they are pushing these cars to the limit. They got 10 minutes left. Dylan Burst will not want to be in P3, and Zachary White is loving it out there in P2. So we'll see what they can do and see how wide that Ferrari gets to the end of this race. Look, I don't think there's much in fuel mileage. I don't know if they were using the fuel differently, but yeah, maybe there is. Both those Ferraris seem to get a lot more out of the tank than the rest of the field.
There's a minor possibility. In theory, they should be fairly close, but all the same, one of them, Ferrari, turbocharged V6 engine. The Audi's still relying on a slightly more old-fashioned 5-litre naturally aspirated V10 to get the job done. As Dylan Burst now shadows Ratro White for another lap here, whilst Thomas Hinz does the same to Brad Newman at the bottom of the screen here. And Newman, he's parked the bus, volume 9 at this stage now.
Yes.
Let's try to see here, what can Thomas Hinz do different to Adam Hughes? He knows Newman will defend to the inside if he was paying attention and watching that opening part. There you go, Newman diving to the apex there to get them done. But there we go. Hinz better drive through the middle of the turn, but it's wasted when he runs into the back bumper of the number 2.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard to get around there. Brad Newman is a serious race car driver. He knows where to put the car. He's been racing this car. He might be a little bit slower than the rest of them, but he knows where to park the car. He knows where to put the car on the apex. There's no way around. It's going to take something special from Thomas Hinz. It's going to take some door banging. It's going to take a little bit of a nudge through one of the turns just to get a bit of a run on him. But I can't wait for this next 8 minutes of racing. It's going to heat up. These two are either going to bin it or win it, I think, from the way Thomas Hinz has been racing. He'll be absolutely cranky with himself too to make that mistake, because he should have been ahead of Brad Newman after the pit stops and made that small mistake, and now here he is again, and it feels like an eternity for him. He's been behind that car for the best part of 35 minutes, and he's struggling to find a way around. So I think he's got enough time. He's got 4 laps at least to just maybe even 5 laps to just take stock, see where his car is stronger, and put it where he needs to put it. He'll have to get him on a straight here somewhere.
The Audi, it's got good corner entry rotation and good initial acceleration off some of the turns like the Andretti hairpin there. Porsche. Once Newman gets it rotated, you can point that thing out the corner and floor it, which is something it's got to its favour with a bit of traction on the rear end. So considerations as to the way the car is going to drive a bit like that. At least that's the underlying sort of things that we've been seeing here tonight, at least. Again, Hinsey, more consistent pace. It's just, again, he gets right back there. He's going to have to find a way to utilise it. And it's Simon Cox. So Simon Cox is now defending from Gianni Luzzu on board with the 58 Ferrari here as they come through turn 6. They have to try
Gianni
and find
Luzzu,
a way.
his times are heaps quicker. He's found a heap of pace. He's got up to into P10. He should find his way around Simon Cox. The only problem is he's going to come to a wall again of another Audi in front of him after that to see what he can get past. But Luzzu's looking racy. Not many laps left to get this done. We've got 6 minutes of racing left for these guys to make a pass. Oh, and he's done it. He just sent it up the inside already. So not wasting any time from Luzzu on Cox there. Got it done. And he's got the sights of Hins now for the next 6 minutes.
There we go, Thomas Hins. Has to go the long way around on Brad Newman at the Andretti hairpin. Can he get it? But again, that Porsche, once it gets lined up right for the exit, able to just floor it out of the corner there. And Hins on the high side, can't get it tucked back in for the rotation. But again, question is, Newman starts parking it again, protecting that inside line in the apex. What does that mean for Luzzu? What does that mean for Cox in terms of bringing him back into the equation? Although he didn't really look to fight against Luzzu there once 58 made his move at the first opportunity there at the final hairpin. And we've got Morella at the back of the group. Bailey Ford's less than 2 seconds off the back of Morella. Got O'Reilly within a second of Board there as well. So again, this pack could explode. 5 minutes to go. Your race leader's already out round the Andretti hairpin on lap number 30 of this race. There you go. Bus parked once more in the corkscrew for Newman. Come on down to the rainy curve. The question is, where can Thomas Hins put himself? It doesn't say, I'm going to go for the move and then be able to cover as he looks middle of the road, but too far back at the final hairpin. Luzzu gets closer. There you go. Another park from Newman there. Just whenever Hins gets remotely close here, the bus is parked by Brad Newman and he's unable to make anything of it. And now Lutzu's looking. In fact, Hins is going to play this one with a bit of a 4D chess move. He's going to let Luzzu have a crack at Brad Newman instead of there. About this, Luzzu finds the inside Newman.
He's going to get it done.
Or is this, no, Newman going to cover the middle of the road out of the Andretti hairpin and protect turn 3 instead?
Now this is going to be interesting. Gianni Luzzu, great driver. GT3 driver, fantastic. Brad Newman, he drives buses for a living. We'll see what he can do to hold this car behind his Ferrari. He's looking really pacey. He's doing 121.7s. He's a second quicker than anyone around him at the moment, Gianni Luzzu. So he wants to get this done, and if he gets it done, he'll skip away, and then Hins can have another go. So if Hins is smart, he has to get on the back of this. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere but where they need to be at the moment. That car of Brad.
All that traffic, watch out.
Oh, this could be interesting.
On your right.
Could be interesting as they come up to the lap traffic here to see if he's going to be in the way. If he if that car is on the apex, anything can happen here. Now we see Brad Newman time and time to go. Oh, he's going to cover. And who's got the better drive traction out of here? It looks like the Ferrari's got heaps better drive traction as they go down the straight. We'll see under brakes if we can jump on board with Luzzu as he comes down under brakes here to see. I'm pretty sure he's going to send it down. Oh, he's a little bit better on brakes, and there it is. There's the big wide Porsche in front of him, and he's got nowhere to go but straight into the back of him. We got 2.5 minutes left of racing, probably 2 laps if we're lucky. Depends when Damon Woods goes across the line, but this is really heating up. Hins had to let him go, Luzzu go. He was a lot quicker, and this battle just keeps on heating up. I don't know when it's going to come to a head or come to a point, but it could be very shortly as I go up to turn 6. Luzzu wants a way around. If he can get to the inside now, he could get it done. He's put it up the inside. He's going to get this done. If he's smart, he'll park it on the apex just like everyone else has been doing, and he's through. So Luzzu through. Gianni's got it done. He puts himself up into P7. So really good comeback for Lutzu after that after that lap 1 incident that he had.
And Brad Newman making that as easy as possible for Gianni Lutzu in the process as well. So I wonder if that just sets a little bit of a ticker off in the head of Thomas Hinz, because he stepped aside to try and see if the door would be opened in a way that would help him out, and the door's been opened and then made so easy for Gianni Lutzu that there's no opportunity for Hinz to capitalise himself, as your race leader, Damon Woods, is already coming into the penultimate turn on this very same lap 32 that those cars there are in the middle of sector 1 of. We should be getting the white flag here, as indeed round the final corner here. It'll be a 33-lap affair at Laguna Seca for the feature race, and Damon Woods has a 9-second margin to Zach Rattray-White and Dylan Burst, who's still sitting there comfortably, it seems. For these drivers, though, it's still a lap and a half to go. They'll know that this is going to be the white flag lap, probably based on... and if they don't know it yet, they'll find out in about 3 corners' time. Thomas Hinz, he's the faster car out of him and Brad Newman. But Newman can park it, has parked it, been doing it basically all race long. What can Hinz do to change that situation? Find a dive that isn't expected. It's just going to be...
That's what's going to take, unfortunately. It's going to take a dive. It's going to take something miraculous to take Brad Newman off the scent here. But he is a fair way back. He's 0.6 of a second back, so... I think Lutzu's given Newman a bit of a toe there as well down the main straight, so no chance to do it there. It might take a mistake from Newman for Hinz to capitalise, but it's been a great race from these two. Even if he doesn't make it past him, he's tried everything. Newman is what volume up to at the moment? It's up to 10, are we, in the bus stops? But yeah, it's great racing from these two in the top 10 as well. Good amount of points. And then we have Damon Woods coming across the line. 10 seconds ahead of everyone else. Absolute masterclass from him. Zach Rattray-White gets it done for P2. That is massive for the Vermilion team. He'll be absolutely stoked with that. Burse tried everything to come back at him. As we go back to this little fight, they got about 3 corners left to see what he can do behind him. Newman's not going to let him go past that easy. He's going to have to put a move down here if he has to. He'll have to send it up the inside and do a bit of door banging. But no, he's a bit too far back as we see someone spray it out at turn 10. We're coming into turn 11, and that'll be it. So we'll have Gianni Lutzu come through for P7. Brad Newman will hold on somehow to P8. Thomas Hinz to P9, and Simon Cox rounds up that top 10. What a great race, Dan.
Could have definitely been a bit crazier, but it ended up being a pretty clean affair at the end of it all. As our last drivers, it looks like, last drivers to finish on the end of the race will be Chu Kang and pardon me, Shane Chancellor. They get across the line, but yeah, Damon Woods following in the footsteps, as it were, of what Cody Deeth has been able to achieve in this series. Number 56 will make it another driver to sweep around here in the ANZ ESeries GT3 National Championship. And the results now up on screen with a 10-second margin at the end of a 45-minute feature to Zach Rattray-White, who indeed does hang on ahead of Dylan Burst there for second and third, respectively. But I get the feeling that Ferrari has to be running on vapors at this point, but he's still going on his in-lap, so maybe not. Jamie Christensen comes home in a quiet-looking 4th place, able to steer clear of Simon Nicholson, who will have to set off with 5th in the feature. And then Adam Hughes able to check out by 7 seconds on Gianni Lutzu there for P7. And then Newman, Hinz, Cox, just the front half of that battle pack there to round out the top 10.
As we go through, I'm just hoping that we can go through here at the moment. Morella was a great battle he had there for that P6 position with everyone else in P11. Ford and O'Reilly. O'Reilly did a really good job coming from the back of the field up to P13. He'll probably be really happy with that. Hayden Sell was in the wars a little bit in the 9.5 Sim Sports entry, but he finished alongside his teammate Simon Chadwick in P15. Greg Barber in the other Blackout OPR with his teammate as well, Samuel Sproul beside him. Chewy Kang had a very eventful 1 hour of racing tonight. It finishes in P18. Shane Chancellor, new to the series, P19, pretty respectable back there. Didn't go a lap down. Zachary Vlasblom in the Vermilion Motorsports goes into P20. Ryan Green, another newcomer, in P21. Another newcomer, Nathan Gardner, as a privateer, P22. Ellis, Brown, and O'Shea make up the top 25. Great racing from everyone out there. It was good to call. A little bit spread out at the times, but those guys at the front, Damon Woods, hopefully we get to chat with him very shortly in the com box. I'm pretty sure he'd run up here. He'd probably be out of breath by the time he gets here. Who have we got in the waiting room at the moment? I hear people knocking on the door.
Well, how about this? We've got the whole podium ready and waiting for us. So what we do is I think we'll grab, let's go 3, 2, 1. How about that? So it means we'll start with Dylan Burse in the Eclipse Sim Sports number 68 to start things off for tonight. And Dylan looking strong there in P2 in the heat and strong in the opening half of the feature there in P2. But that Ferrari apparently got some serious fuel mileage that you're not quite able to replicate in the Audi tonight.
Yeah, no, I mean, a bit too heavy on the right foot, I guess. Didn't really know what's going on there, but I mean, look, should have fuel saved a bit if I wanted to jump in the pit stop. I took a bit too much in there anyway, but I mean, skill issue, end of the day. What do you do?
Perhaps, I mean, saying that, looking at the numbers here, you weren't over-fueling too much your car, but yeah, nevertheless, an economical strategy working out in the favour of Zach there. We obviously saw you shadowing him for basically then the rest of the race, that final 15-odd minutes. Was there any sort of chances where you thought maybe you're going to have a crack there, or were you sort of at one point sort of settling in to make sure you came home third place and keeping it a strong night overall?
Nah, not really. I kind of ruined the first half of my race with off tracks and stuff, so just try not get DQ'd for the most part. So probably was going to just cruise behind him to the end and make sure I didn't come last. Yeah.
Definitely important if we're thinking championship, which certainly you're in a position to do so. That's for sure, coming into this one in P2 tonight. But we come back racing again next week to finish off the American tracks that we'll be visiting for this championship. Road Atlanta is what's up next. And what do we think about that one there? Obviously, Petit Le Mans is a pretty popular special event, and the GT3 cars see plenty of use there. What are you hoping for in terms of, and what are you expecting in terms of the racing action next week at that circuit?
Oh, hopefully that'll be a really good round. I mean, whoever chose this track needs to be executed, in my opinion. But I mean, is what it is. You get that every now and again. But I mean, Road Atlanta, that's a sick track. So hopefully have a real go there. Give that a real hot go. Good track.
Mate,
there.
I'll send the email through to the event organizer and just let them know that they should be executed.
Yeah, mate. Mate, Laguna Seca is like irrelevant since 2010, so I don't know what happened there, but
it was a bogey track. When I saw the event list and I saw that, I went, "Wow, that's interesting." But hey, we're at the US. We got to come to a track that's pretty special in America, and this one definitely is. But yeah, you're right. In a GT3 car, it can be pretty challenging. But mate, you in the heat race did really, really well. In P2, you were right behind Damon Woods, but in the feature race, you got to be happy with that result. That's a lot of points. Keeps you in P2 in the championship, and I'd imagine that your teammate will be back next week.
Oh, look, I mean, I'd just be happy if they put some turf down here, eh? It's fucking bland. But yeah, no, went all right. Could have been better, but what do? You go hard next round, hopefully. Yeah.
Always good to have you in here in the com box, mate. Hopefully we get you in here next week when we're at Road Atlanta. And yes, Road Atlanta is a GT3 circuit, if anyone's going to tell you. Look forward to seeing you there. Please give us a shout out for the Eclipse boys, because you're the only one today, mate.
Yeah, and Damo for the second half too. He's just running a different livery because, of course, he's a bit of a woman like that. But what do you do? I'd rip into him, but anyway. Nah, cheers, mate.
No worries, Dylan. We'll let you go celebrate that P3 with your team, and we might bring in Zach Rattray White, because I know he's going to be very excited to jump into the com box at the moment. He always tells me how good it is. Zach Rattray White, how good is it, mate?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Look, before you get really excited, like it sounds like you're about to be, P2 in this championship, Damon Woods was ahead of you. What's the fuel like in the Ferrari? How did you get ahead of Dylan in the pits?
Honestly, I just underfueled like crazy. I thought that we were going to drop a lap and go 33 instead of 34. And I had a minor panic attack after the stop because it was still saying we were going to go 34, but then it dropped down and I was just safe, finished with around half a litre left, so it worked out pretty nice.
Well, there you go, Dan. You were saying that car had vapors in it. You were correct in that assessment. Zach, great race, mate. Great amount of points. That should keep you in that P3 position in the championship, which I know that's where you want to be. Your teammate Jamie Christensen was fighting a fair way back as well, but great result for the Vermilion boys. And also in that sprint race as well, you had a really good result as well in P3. So I honestly thought in that little sprint race that you were going to get past Damon Woods because it looked like he balked at the start.
Yeah, got the jump on him, but he closed the door pretty quick. I was tempted to just throw a bomb right down the inside, but he wrecked a little later than me, and I'm not that brave.
That's why Damon Woods is Damon Woods, because he's a superstar, which we'll get in here shortly. Hey, give us a shout out, Zach. I know you want to, for all the boys at Vermilion.
Yeah. Thanks to all the sponsors, we got quite a long list, but thanks to Doing Okay, Vermilion Motorsports, Burley Motor Group, Burb Designs, Supernova Motorsports, and IMO Setups. Oh, and how could I forget? How good is rugby league?
Thanks, Zach. I think Dan. I think everyone's pretty loose tonight. They've had a big race around some corkscrews. Maybe they've got a cork loose. I don't know. But thanks, Zach, for jumping in here. Enjoy that P2 finish with the boys, and I'll talk to you shortly.
Cheers, guys. Up the bars.
Hey, Dan, I'll let you take this interview with Damon Woods. Before you do though, Damon, incredible result. 10 seconds ahead of everyone else. It looked like you were just going for a Saturday drive, mate.
Yeah, I got into a groove that race compared to the first run. So yeah, just put in consistent lap times and built the gap over the 45 minutes.
And I mean, there's not much more it really felt like we could say. We had a lot of action we were worrying about further on down the pack. But I mean, you told us you said your key to the race was going to be making sure that you looked after the car. And certainly you seem to have checked that box there. On that front, I believe you had the fast lap of the race, and then just by sheer consistency on top of that as well, you were never in doubt. And continuing the streak also of being drivers who come in, they're winning with clean sweeps of every single round here in the ANZ ESeries.
Yeah, like I said, at Sebring, it's unfortunate that I couldn't make the first rounds, because it'd be an awesome championship battle with myself, Death, and Dylan. So yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, we'll try and keep pushing forward for the remaining rounds of the year.
Well, yeah, we're back again next week off to Road Atlanta to round up the American circuits on the roster. And had a chance to talk to Dylan about it, and he's looking forward to that one there. A bit more optimistic about Road Atlanta versus what we had here at Laguna Seca. Are you looking forward to that kind of combination with the GT3 field at Road Atlanta in a similar vein?
Yeah, I mean, Rattle, I've done plenty of laps around, trying to get into the swing for Petite Le Mans in October every year. So I've done plenty of hours there, and it's just going to be pretty crazy with Death, because he's also done a heap of hours, and the same with Dylan. So it's going to be very close up the front.
I look forward to seeing you then in that case. Bring the fight to the boys in pink, even though certainly you're, officially different colours, but not necessarily all that far apart in terms of, in the background and there. So we'll let you go, Damon. Who do you want to thank for helping you get it done tonight in the 56?
As always, I've got to thank the boys at Door Esports. They're huge help. They have brought me on board. So yeah, big thanks to them. VRS, Recaro Seats, JBL, Tailored Rig, Arima Sportswear, and SX Group as well, and all the boys in the broadcasting booth, and the boys at ANZ ESeries for putting on the event. So yeah, thanks boys.
There we are, our race winner and round winner for tonight, Damon Woods, with that interview to wrap things up from the drivers here tonight, Aaron. And as we outlined there with Damon and Dylan earlier, back again next Saturday night for the 6th round of this championship, wrapping up our racing in America at Road Atlanta, one of the most famous, most popular tracks certainly on the schedule. And looking forward to seeing drivers tackle such corners as that S's complex there on screen.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really Road Atlanta to me is GT3. Those two, the combination just goes together hand in hand. That's going to be a really good race. Expect Damon Woods and the Eclipse guys to be at the front there. To be honest, they're going to be very, very pacey. And to everyone out there on the grid, get some practice in for the week because you're going to need it. So one thing we haven't done is thanked our sponsors. We got Hymo. They handle all the BOPs tonight, and we saw the Ferraris might have a little bit of an edge on fuel, but maybe not. Berlin Motor Group, for those replays, they come through awesome. So give him a burl if you're after a vehicle, second-hand car, or even finance on something. Go get onto him. He's in the southeast, down on the Gold Coast. Trophy Hub. Online trophies, they're right here in Australia. They get that done for us as well. And one person's, I think 3 people are going to go home with the trophy after the 9 rounds. First Take Photography, Motorsport Australia, thank you very much for getting us on board with that. Race Labs, if you want the best overlays, go to Race Labs. Guys, thanks for spending your Saturday night with us. Believe me, it's our pleasure to have you watching. You've been watching the 2024 ANZ ESeries GT3 National Championship. From Dan, from Jay, and myself, a massive thank you for all your support, and look forward to seeing you next round at Atlanta. Toodles!
Motorsport Australia officials are making waves. From waving flags, waving cars through pit lane, or responding to a wave for help. Wave hello to new lifelong friends. Who knows, you might just make waves around the world. Ride the first wave. Search Motorsport Australia officials today.